keep on making, yes, you keep on making, make it alright. You keep on making, yes, you keep on making, make it alright, alright, alright.
Hey, y'all, listen, happy Wednesday. Glad y'all to see y'all in the building, hanging out with me tonight for Trending Topics. I'm glad to see y'all out there. Listen, guys, make sure y'all hit that like button. That's your ticket on this train. So listen, the train is pulling out late today because today I had to go, well, tonight I went, this evening I went to go get my mammogram. Listen, everybody out there. Well, let me do a public service announcement. Take care of yourself and go to all your preventative care appointments. Get your annual medical physical exam with your doctor. Go for your eye exam if that's what you need to do. Get your dental cleanings, okay? Or what else? If you're a lady and you of that age, get your mammogram. Men, ladies, go for your colonoscopy if that's what you're supposed to do if you're in that age range. Figure out your life. Go see a doctor, okay? Keep yourself healthy. Now, last week I went for my physical. This week I went for my mammogram. I went for my eye appointment earlier in the year. I live at the dentist. I got a phobia about my teeth. We all got our little issues. Mine is waking up with no teeth in my mouth. So yes, I live in the dentist. The dentist sees me all the time, okay? So I live in the dentist. But I'm just saying, guys, take care of yourselves. Take care of yourselves. So that's why the train pulled out late tonight. But the train pulled out late, but we still pulling out the building. So hit the like button, people. Hit the like button. So tonight's Trending Topics, happy Wednesday, y'all, is outrageous. Outrageous. So we have this dental staff. I don't get the obsession of wanting to record everything. People are losing their mind with recording everything. So there's this obsession of recording everything. And so this dental office, they found a patient's diary. The patient has cancer. And the patient was writing in the diary about their fears of, getting treatment, doing this, but they don't have nothing else they can do, blah, blah, blah. Two people in the dental office, well, one person was reading it, somebody else was recording and laughing, and then another person was like they was mocking it. You are in the medical field and you're mocking a patient? I mean, what has this world come to? This is crazy. Absolutely, totally insane. Just so crazy. Sorry about that, guys. Just totally crazy. I'm just like, what the heck? So we're going to talk about them. Outrageous. Somebody put hashtag outrageous in the chat. Then we got this arrest over at Applebee's menu. A lot of these restaurants now, because they're trying to get the people to come back outside, eat out, hang out, and do outside activities so these businesses can make money. Now, when the pandemic happened, everybody got used to staying in their house. People scared. They don't want to come out. They don't eat out as much. And then plus, there's a lot of people that, they're still very concerned about the economy, right? Very concerned about things crashing. There's going to be no money, so forth and so on. So people aren't spending their money as much as they used to, right? So here you have over at Applebee's, they had some all-you-can-eat menu. They had some all-you-can-eat menu, but the all-you-can-eat for $15.99 was for one person. You were not supposed to have 10 people at your table and keep asking for more all-you-can-eat stuff and then sharing it. So this group, they ordered one all-you-can-eat menu item off the menu, and they kept bringing more, but they were sharing with the people at the table. And so the manager came over and said, you can't do that. So you can't do that. And so when they brought the bill, they charged each one of them the $15.99 instead of charging $15.99 once. And they started blacking out, going off and acting crazy. So I'm saying to myself, if you couldn't afford to go out to eat and the item you was going to buy was $15.99, you should have just stayed home. Now you get arrested, locked up, over arguing over a $15.99 all you can eat. Like, where they do that at? It just don't make no sense. Outrageous. We're going to talk about it. Then we got this man, last one up on the docket tonight. We got this man who he was wrongfully convicted. He spent 50 years. That is 5 decades. 5 decades in jail for a murder he did not commit. And then when they found out that the people did him dirty and he got out whatever, he sued. He sued the city and they gave him $7 million. He's 71 years old now. He got $7 million. I'm gonna need more than $7 million. Yes, I am. Matter of fact, you got to start the number. I did 50 years and I was innocent. That number got to start somewhere at 25 million at the very least. I don't care if I had to end up leaving that money to my kids or whoever. He probably don't have no kids here. I mean, he's been behind bars for 50 years. But whoever I got in my family, hey, a neighbor I just met, I don't care. But the number needed to be higher for me. 7 million is nothing, and you took 50 years of my life and I didn't even do it. He said he was in a whole nother state. Come on, Don Willie, $1 million for each year, 50 million. He said he was in a whole nother state, and he always said that. But the prosecutors and people lied, and they changed witness statements, and he did 50 years. He was initially on death row. It's initially on death row. And then, they reduced it, and then eventually he got out. But 50 years? No, you're going to give me more than 7 million. You know what? The side note, Lakeisha, that is like one of my favorite movies, The Notebook. I think she ended up, it's ironic that she played a character that had dementia and she ended up having dementia herself. But she lived to 94. That's a good life. That's a good life. May she rest in peace. May she rest in peace. But yes, I love that movie, The Notebook. And crazy enough, with the movie The Notebook, those two characters, the main characters, did not get along. They did not get along at all. Now that's acting for you, because I knew they was in love in that movie. The Notebook, one of my faves. I love that movie. Yes. So listen, guys, I'm going to go ahead and load this train up. The platform is kind of light tonight. So if you think you ever want to chat with us, maybe tonight is your night. Hit the link and come through and chat with us. But y'all know what I need in that chat in order for me to load up this train, right? What do I need, people? I need a what? I need a choo-choo. Hold aboard, everybody. It is Wednesday night trending topics, and the title is Outrageous. And we got some stuff to talk about. This dental staff is sickening. I wouldn't go to that dentist. I wouldn't go to that dentist at all. I'd be like, I'm good, because it's disgusting what they did. So they mocked the cancer patient, and we're going to talk about it. Arrest at Applebee's. I'm going to tell you right here, right now, if you don't have the money to go out to eat, don't go out. Don't go out. There have been plenty of vacations that my friends went on. And they was like, you want to go? I said, how much is it? If it's out of my range, have fun, y'all. I like your picture on the Instagram, the Facebook, the social media. I ain't mad at you. But I got to tap out. I can't go to that one. If you can't eat out because you don't have the money, stay home and eat a piece of chicken in your house. And speaking of chicken, I forgot to update y'all. You listen, everybody want a free Vera. If y'all was here for trending topics last night, you know who I'm talking about. Vera is the school. I think she was the head of food nutrition at the school she worked at. And she got convicted of stealing $1.5 million worth of chicken. And she's doing 9 years. Now, I will tell you, the talk on the street is everybody saying 9 years is excessive. They stuck it to her. They were mad at her. But I have a feeling she ain't have no lawyer, and she needed a lawyer. 9 years. They stuck it to her. But many people in the street are asking for they saying she didn't get no justice because they said 9 years was too much. But there's a football player that's like, I'll pay the $1.5 million to get Vera out. Well, sir, it don't work like that. Vera got convicted. Vera needed your help maybe to have a lawyer before she got convicted. But you can't just go pay. Yeah, come on, Candy, the chicken lady. You cannot just go pay this $1.5 million and she going to get out. Life don't work like that. But yeah, a lot of people are trying to say free Vera because she got done dirty. 9 years for $1.5 million worth of chicken. But anyway, guys, I'm loading the train up. Thank you for the choo-choo, everybody. Hold on now. Let me bring the people on in the building. Hey, Katrina.
Hey, Diva. Choo, choo, choo.
Choo, choo, choo. Hey, Wayne.
Hey, Diva.
How you doing? All right,
I'm
guys.
doing.
Listen. Okay, guys, we're gonna let me just hold on 1 second. Okay. All right. So where was I at? Wayne, I think there's a message for you in the private chat. I just saw something in there for you. All right,
Okay.
guys, we're gonna go ahead and start this story up. We're gonna let's start with these people in the dental office. Let's do that. Let me start with the people in the dental office. Let me share screen. Okay, there we go. All right. So the Tennessee dental staff was seen laughing at a cancer patient diary, breaks her silence with smirking TikTok response. All right. So the Knoxville, Tennessee dental staffer that was caught on camera laughing at a cancer patient diary has broken her silence with a heartless TikTok. Kelsey Pollard was put on blast after video footage of her sitting on the floor and laughing as a fellow dental staffer mocked cancer patient's journal by reading it out loud went viral. Pollard, who works, and she worked because she has since been fired at Premier Dental Group of Knoxville, has now released a savage response to the backlash in a TikTok video through her account. Through her account has since gone private. They said though her account has since gone private. The TikTok featured Pollard throwing up a peace sign along with the caption, "When you go viral for being a piece of shit." She then walks towards an outdoor trash bin and jumps in as a lighthearted music plays in the background. So this was her sitting on the floor at the dental's office. That was her there, and I'm going to actually show you what they did, which is so sad and callous, right? Her callous smirking response was uploaded on the Libs of TikTok X account. According to the account, Pollard claims there are two sides to the story. Prior to her account being made private, it appears that Pollard uploaded a video response to users' comments that said this should be a reason to go to jail. Although the video is no longer publicly available and it's unclear what she had to say. The original video, which was recorded on Snapchat, shows the employees laughing at the patient's thoughts on different treatment options and concerns about various procedures. Premier Dental Group of Knoxville posted an apology on Facebook, acknowledging the inappropriate video created and shared by some of our employees that address an individual's medical condition is disrespectful and unprofessional in an unprofessional matter. So we can see it here. Let me just play what actually happened. If it doesn't play on this one, I will I will play it on another video. I don't know why this one there is taking so long. Here we go.
Two new ones, which are dermal, so they're not risking anything. I'm going to continue in the testing and the meds, but my views have not changed on treatment. I'm not going to do any dialysis, chemo, radiation, or infusions. I will agree to surgery, but it's to repair or correct. But I am not having anything removed unless they know what's causing the failure. But in my opinion, if they can't stop it, stop it, removing the bad parts will only make the good really bad sooner. If the failure continues, taking parts out is pointless if they don't know the cause. I am not sure if there are any other treatment options. If so, I'll make those choices as I go. If they are a lot, if it's this failure, it's all I have.
How disgusting. So, however, the practice profile disappeared shortly after this statement was published. We deeply regret the incident and the hurt it has caused. The practice wrote in the sensibly the apology, according to a news outlet. The group acknowledged the gravity of the situation and claimed to be investigating. We take this matter very seriously. We have initiated a thorough investigation into the incident and are taking.
So, full disclosure, we're about to get to know each other very quick. I've had some time off. I recently got diagnosed with bowel cancer. But the good news is they found the tumor.
I'm sorry,
I've had surgery. They've taken it away. My body is
in the background there. But the gist of the story is that there was a patient that left her diary by mistake, and the office was reading it. They were making fun of her. Yes, breaking HIPAA. Like, it was out of control, unbelievable. I'm going to try to bring up a different article because that something was playing in the background of that one. But Katrina, what are your thoughts?
This is wrong on all levels,
Mm-hmm.
and it's not funny. You up there talking about a woman who has cancer, and you reading out her diary, her personal notes, the stuff that she's making out for herself, that she's writing, probably to get some of the stress out of her life, and you think it's funny. Did all three of them get fired?
The guy did not get fired because he was not participating in it, but the help me out. The two girls did. The two girls did. Mm-hmm.
Well, let them laugh all the way down to the unemployment line, because they're not going to get unemployment because of how they're getting fired. That is totally ridiculous. I hope that patient, I hope they sue them, because you read my personal information out on the internet of everything. Everybody can see it. Everybody can hear it. But that, I'm just saying, maybe they don't know who the person is. But then again, maybe some people know who that person is, and it's ridiculous and it's sad. And I hope she get justice from this, because she's already going through a lot, having this type, having cancer or whatsoever. And then you making fun of me. There's nothing funny about cancer. There's nothing funny about what y'all did. And like you said, everybody want to put everything on TikTok. It remind me of this plastic surgeon that was doing surgery, and she doing TikTok. And I think the person died or something. But anyway, they want to put everything on the medical field, want to put everything on TikTok, YouTube, or whatsoever. There's nothing funny about discussing and releasing people's health records. They need to be fired. That's all I got, Diva.
I appreciate you. Wayne, you're up.
Actually, I find this disgusting. I don't think any one of them should be working in the field. I'm not going to say that they should be, banned from it, but it definitely needs to be some, like, you can't work in the medical field for maybe a couple of years or something like that, because with this kind of attitude, what are they doing with other patients?
Yeah.
That maybe a patient comes in, maybe accident, leg missing, disfigured, or whatever, which nothing would be funny. I mean, if you can do that, and this is violating somebody. This is like the worst you could do. These are people's thoughts that they have, and then you would be so cruel as to not only read them, but allow somebody to record it. So now hundreds and hundreds of thousands of people, if they saw that video or might see that video, and it's all out there. These people do not belong in this. I'm sure they in the medical field, you have to take some kind of oath, so caring for people or whatever. They've just destroyed all of that with this young lady. I mean, that diary, once they realized it was a diary, it should have been, sealed or whatever. Let the patient know you left something here. It'll be in the front whenever you want it, whatever, But it's not a laughing. It's not laughing. I don't even know how they can laugh about that.
I'm in total and complete shock. But that particular office, I'm trying to get back to the article. They had another scandal where they had to actually pay out millions of dollars for. And there was another staff member. There was another staff member that was recording it. I don't know what they thought was so funny about that, but I do know that the two girls got fired. The guy did not get fired because after they did an investigation, you can kind of see him. He was sitting there and he was like shaking his foot. It was like he wasn't in it, but the girls definitely were. And it's just like I was just in shock. I'm like, how could someone do that?
I give him a break. I understand he just happened to be there. He didn't take part of it. But these, this is ridiculous. You cannot have people like that working around people. Not in the medical industry. I'm sorry, they just can't be working there. They need to take a break, maybe take some retraining on empathy. Now just imagine all her family, her friends will see this online. And what did they gain from it? And I'm sure she has a lawsuit because who was it? President Biden's granddaughter left her diary someplace in her college dorm.
Yeah, treatment center. Yeah, I thought it was at the treatment center.
Somewhere she left her diary.
She was in a rehab. Yep. And
I think they sued.
Yeah, they did.
So shame on them. They need to have some. What do you call that? Not empathy, but something where they can't look at people like that. Even want to make fun of somebody. Because we know about this one. What about other people that they've done that to, patients in the hospital? If you can do what they did and laugh about it and laugh about somebody has cancer, I don't put nothing past you.
Yeah, I wouldn't even want to go to this office. Okay, I was able to pull back up the original video I had. Let's just look.
I'm not going to do any dialysis, radiation or infusions. I will agree to surgery, but it's to repair or correct. But I am not having anything removed unless they know what's causing the failure.
So see, the female employees did get fired and the male employee did not. So let me just go through this one because it has clear information. So cold-hearted dental office staffers laugh as they read a cancer patient's diary. Shocking video shows. Shocking video captured of a trio of cold-hearted dental office employees in Tennessee reading a cancer patient's private diary aloud and mocking her concerns about her treatment options. The heartbreaking footage was apparently filmed by another staff member at Premier Dental Group of Knoxville, who callously giggled throughout the disrespectful act, which took place in the middle of the practice office. Found a patient journal, and now it's story time. Laughing my you know what off. The employee wrote in the video caption. A woman in black scrubs can be seen laughing against the desk as she flips through and reads aloud passages describing the radiation treatment the cancer patient faces. The camera then pans to another bully sitting cross-legged on the floor and leaning in intently as she hears about the patient's concern that there are not any other treatment options. A male employee who was also in the room but seemingly chose to scroll on his phone rather than intervene, the video shows. The chilling footage spreads across social media like wildfire, sparking outrage from people who condemn the action as a major privacy violation. Premier Dental Group of Knoxville shared an apology Monday, acknowledging an inappropriate video created and shared by some of our employees that addressed an individual's medical condition in a disrespectful and unprofessional manner. We deeply regret this incident and the hurt it has caused, the practice wrote in a since-deleted statement on Facebook. A spokesperson for PDG confirmed to the Post that the female employees involved in the incident were fired effective immediately. After an investigation, it was determined that the male employee did not participate and kept his job. And that's the lengthy post that they wrote. But someone, I don't know if it was their lawyer or something, someone must have spoke to them, because as soon as they posted it, soon after, they deleted it. So Premier Dental Group of Knoxville is aware of the recent incident involving an inappropriate video created and shared by some of our employees that addressed an individual's medical condition in a disrespectful and unprofessional manner. We deeply regret this incident and the hurt it has caused. First and foremost, we want to send our sincere apologies to the individual or individuals affected by this video, as well as to their family and friends. This behavior does not reflect the values of Premier Dental Group of Knoxville, nor does it meet the standards we hold to ourselves when it comes to respecting the dignity and privacy of others. We take this matter very seriously. We have initiated a thorough investigation into the incident, and we are taking immediate steps to address it. The employees involved have been addressed, and we are reviewing our internal policies and training procedures to ensure that such an incident does not happen again. Premier Dental Group of Knoxville is committed to fostering a workplace culture where every individual is treated with respect and dignity. We are reinforcing our commitment to confidentiality and professional conduct, and we will be implementing additional training to prevent future occurrences. We understand that actions speak louder than words, and we are dedicated to making the necessary changes to uphold the trust of our employees, patients, and the community. Thank you for your understanding as we work to resolve the issue to ensure that it never happens again. Sincerely, Premier Dental Group of Knoxville. I read that for you. And now the troubling episode is not PDG's of Knoxville first brush with drama. The practice settled a lawsuit last year at the prosecutors accused it of scamming TennCare and possibly putting patients in danger. So this place is a mess. The lawsuit alleged that the provider used unqualified dental hygienists. If you live anywhere near this place, first of all, they need to be shut down, but I wouldn't get nothing done there. If I have a cavity, I will live with it first. The lawsuit alleged that the provider used unqualified dental hygienists, upcoded procedures that weren't actually needed or performed, and treated patients like cattle to try to maximize profits. Premier Dental Group of Knoxville agreed to pay around $1 million to settle the lawsuit. So they're problematic, period. So sad. Anything else before I move to the next story?
Diva.
I hope they got a good bank account. Hold on there. I hope they got a good bank account, because who's going to hire them now? After their faces have been plastered all over the internet and people saw what they did to this woman or man, whoever it was, who finna hire them now? So we'll probably be seeing them at Walmart. Walmart probably won't even hire them. So I hope they got their money saved up. I'm sorry. Go ahead, Wayne.
Diva, what gets me is that the statement, you just read the part where it says something like, this doesn't reflect our values or whatever that little statement is. But the employees are your company. Okay, you said it doesn't reflect your values, but they're your company. And this is not the first incident. They treat other people. These are the employees. So who are the people that this is not our views? But your employees are the ones that they represent the company. They are the company.
They
But you
full
will
of
tell
it.
this big fat lie that this is not um uh our view, whatever, whatever the little statement is. But the employees around there running rampant.
Running rampant. I mean, it is one thing to do it. It's another thing. You actually filmed it and thought it was going to be so funny talking about his story time. This is somebody's life. And cancer is there's a lot of scary diagnoses, but cancer's got to be one of the scariest diagnoses that anybody can ever get. And then to have you at your dentist, you left your book because she probably was carrying around with her everywhere. That's why I stopped carrying my journal with me, because I'm forgetful, period. And the last thing I need is for somebody to see my thoughts that I'm writing down, my private, intimate thoughts. So on top of this patient having to deal with cancer, having to be, concerned about my only option, according to the doctors, is for me to get some type of radiation, chemotherapy, or whatever. And then now I got a dental office laughing at me. And now my business is out in the street. Granted, we don't know who this individual is, but I know those that know, they know who she is, and she knows. It's just dreadful. It's extremely sad.
It could cause somebody to unalive themselves.
Yeah. It's sad and it's not right. And I do hope that she sues. Yes, she was reading out of a patient's, no, it was a patient's diary. So the patient probably came there, probably was writing her diary, and then when she got called to go get her teeth cleaned or whatever they was going to do to her teeth, she probably forgot all about it. I forgot my phone the other day because I had plugged it up so it could charge up when I was waiting for my doctor. And then after she examined me and everything was all over, I'm running out, I'm leaving. And the only reason why I remember is because when I got in my car, I got a habit of putting my phone in the slot in my car. And I was like, oh, I don't have my phone. And then I went right back in to get it. But just imagine, like, you left your book. You probably wouldn't know until the minute you go to write back in your book again. And you're like, oh my God. No, no. Somebody else. The first video I showed Irene, it was another video of somebody holding up the phone to show us the recording. And then the second one, I found the original video that I wanted to show, where it actually shows her in the office holding the girl's journal in her hand. And the girl recording was she thought it was the funniest thing. I don't know what was so funny about that. Then you had the girl on the floor laughing, and then you have the person actually reading it, like talking about this story time. It's just crazy to me. All right, guys, we're going to go ahead and roll right into the next story. And the next story, let me see which one. Let me make sure I have my right article up here because I lost some of them really quickly. Let's talk about this Applebee situation. Hold on one second. So the Applebee situation is, how some of these restaurants, they have all you can eat $15.99 or unlimited appetizers if you come at a certain time. But a lot of them will have rules where you can eat all that you want while you're in the restaurant, but you can't get a to-go box with, food in it or whatever. And technically that all you can eat menu, you're not supposed to share, right? So let me go ahead and share a screen. So a woman is arrested after allegedly sharing all-you-can-eat special at Indiana Applebee's. This is her. You really got arrested over this, right? This is just crazy. Who does this? Where did they do this at? A woman was arrested after she allegedly shared her all-you-can-eat special at Applebee's. Applebee's recently brought back its popular all-you-can-eat special for a limited time. For $15.99, guests can choose from all-you-can-eat boneless wings, shrimp, or rivets with unlimited fries. According to Tuscan.com, citing the Portraits Police Department, 28-year-old Shanisa Cobbs of Chicago was arrested after verbal disturbance broke out at an Applebee's on US 6 in Indiana. Authorities responded to the location at around 8:30 p.m. on Friday. Upon arriving at the scene, officers were informed that a group had ordered 2 all-you-can-eat specials, but had been sharing with others at the table per the outlet. According to Taste of Country, the Applebee's manager had informed the group that each person would have to pay $15.99 for the special and gave them an updated bill, which led to words being exchanged. Authorities said the group inaccurately argued the menu did not indicate the specials per person pricing, per Tuscan.com. Region news source reported that officers attempted to point out the limitation, which was reportedly visible in bold print on the menu. Tuscan.com reported that Cobbs allegedly became disorderly and began ignoring police orders and requests from a friend to calm down. She was placed under arrest and taken to the Porter County Jail and charged with disorderly conduct per Taste of Country. According to the Region news source, Cobb's friend then returned to the restaurant and paid her bill in full after she realized the menu stated the special was per person. So the girlfriend got it. This one got arrested over $15.99. Really, it was because she wasn't listening to the cops. She was being disorderly. She was being stupid. I mean, if a bunch of y'all out, even if they did say, you know what, we got to update the bill because y'all was sharing this food, it's $15.99 per a person. How much could the bill have been? And why didn't each one of those people that was eating the chicken or whatever it was y'all ordered and the unlimited fries didn't want to come up with $15.99? It's totally insane. Katrina, what are your thoughts?
This is ridiculous. This is just totally ridiculous. First of all, it said all you can eat,
Come on
not
now.
all what your family can eat. It's all what you can eat. And if you go into the restaurant and you ain't got $20 and you know it's $15.99, but in her head she's thinking like, well, since it's all I can eat, I can share with y'all or the other person. You can order the wings and I order the shrimps, and we'll just share with each other at the table. That's what their mindset was. But that is totally sick because the folks tell you it's all you can eat, and they got on their menu no sharing these items. There's no sharing regardless, and they know this, but they thought they was gonna get away with it because they was up there trying to pull a con. You one telling one, like I said, one probably about the shrimp, the other one probably about the chicken, and you know the fries come free or whatsoever, all you can eat, whatever. But that's totally ridiculous. But it said all you can eat, not all your family can eat, not all your friends can eat, unless they paying for what all they can eat. So by her going to jail for $15.99, well, basically she went to jail because she was disorderly, saying that she didn't see it on the menu, wasn't listening to the police, and you went to jail for $15.99, you still had to pay the bill. So what you got out of it? Now you got to go to court or get a lawyer if you don't want to go to court to have this stuff dismissed off your record over $15.99 when you could just get to listen to the people and paid the thing because you came back and paid it anyway. That is totally stupid. So she got what she deserved. That's all I got, Diva.
She got what she deserved. And listen, when me and my friends, when I was younger and we didn't have no money, the first thing, our first go-to food was pizza. Because you could buy a piece of pie and everybody could eat, get your 2 slices, have you some soda, whatever else you drink with your pizza and keep it moving. Why go to a restaurant if you don't have the money? I don't understand it. Wayne, you're up.
What's this with chicken? Now, we got one lady going to jail for 9 years over some chicken. She going to jail over something that has some chicken in it. $15.99. Everybody knows that's on the menu. No sharing, blah, 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 blah. And this, I mean, you didn't share with maybe somebody that came with you. We're talking about the table. And you think they weren't going to see that? All she could have done, if I was her, I would have lied and said, "Oh my God, I didn't even realize it. Let me pay," and walk out of there with my dignity.
Come on now.
Walk with the dignity. They would have said, "Oh, okay, yeah," and they would just reiterate it. "Oh, I'm so sorry." Blah 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 blah, and went on about my business. Now she got a mugshot. Now she got a record over $15.99. Go figure. That's real smart. I'm done.
Unbelievable. Thank you, Wayne. LaDom, you up?
Hello, can you hear me now?
Yes, we can.
Okay, great. How y'all doing?
Good. How are you?
Oh, this young lady's a humdinger. I mean, look at her face. I mean, look at that smug look she has on her face. Like she thought she did something smart. Okay? I mean, this is just pure ignorance. It's ridiculous. And it's not the money, it's just the way she acted out. Accordingly, and that's what put her in jail. She
Mm-hmm.
acted a fool. She acted a fool over $15.99. If you go to McDonald's and get like one of their specials and stuff like that, you will almost pay $15.99. Okay?
That's facts. That's facts.
Yeah, right. And these people are saying, okay, chicken wings are not cheap, all you can eat. I mean, come on, man. They planned this. I have a feeling they planned this before they said, let's go there and just go ahead and pig out and stuff like that. And just, you can eat off my plate and stuff like that. Well, they got busted. Okay, they was trying to do it. They got busted. And I don't know what she probably thought if she acted out, they would have been afraid of her and just told her to get out. But no, they the fullest extent of the law. So she got what she deserved.
She most certainly did. And I again, I have to say, I'm not going out to eat if I don't have the money. It can never be that serious for me. And I really, and after a while, the whole thing is they do those menus because they know one person usually can only eat but so much. Especially they're giving you unlimited fries, and you got either you can get the chicken, you can get the shrimp, or you can get the rivers. After a while, one person is but so much you can eat. So that's why they do that, because they're thinking to themselves, even if you get somebody who eats a little more than the next person, you're never going to get one person that can eat tons and tons of food. That's why that manager was like, no, we got to fix this bill. All of y'all was sitting here eating all this food, and that's why we had to keep bringing stuff out. I mean, come on, $15.99. So like you said, Wayne, she got a whole mugshot over $15.99. What a big dummy, okay? Outrageous. Let's roll into this last story. The worst thing that could ever happen in the world is when you have somebody that was wrongfully convicted. And I don't understand any prosecutor or any jail system or any cop that would want to, just pin something on someone else, just so they can say they solved the crime. And meantime, you're leaving a whole criminal out there in the streets in the world to keep terrorizing people and perhaps commit more and more crimes. Like, I don't get when they just want to just pick anybody. And, just like it reminds me of, if I want to go all the way back to the Central Park 5, it's like, okay, so you lock these people, these kids up who were innocent, and meantime, the real person is still out there on the streets able to terrorize somebody else. It's just crazy to me. So let's go ahead. Let me share this screen and get into this last story. I don't even know how I would survive knowing that I did not do the crime and I'm behind bars. So exonerated death row inmate to receive $7 million settlement, which I think is absolutely nothing. The city of Edmond, Oklahoma, agreed to a settlement on Monday of over $7 million for Glenn Ray Simmons, a former death row inmate who was exonerated after spending nearly 5 decades behind bars. Simmons was previously found guilty of murder along with another co-defendant, Don Roberts, in the 1974 death of a 30-year-old liquor store clerk named Carolyn Sue Rogers. Rogers. Simmons was first sentenced to death, but was later reduced to life in prison in 1977 after rulings related to capital punishment by the U.S. Supreme Court, while Roberts was released on parole in 2008. Simmons has maintained his innocence, and he has said that he was in Louisiana at the time of the crime. Simmons was released from prison in July 2023 after a judge overturned his conviction and ordered a retrial. In September, District Attorney Vicky Bahina declared that there was insufficient physical evidence to proceed with a new trial, leading to Simmons being formally exonerated by a judge in December. The judge said there was clear and convincing evidence that Simmons did not commit the crime. According to the Associated Press, the Edmonds City Council on Monday voted to settle a lawsuit filed by Simmons, 71, against the city and a former police detective for the $7.15 million. Newsweek reached out to the Edmonds City Council via email on Wednesday for a comment. And that is the guy that is Glenn Ray Simmons, who, was spent 5 decades in jail for a crime he did not commit. Glenn Ray Simmons reacts as Judge Amy Palumbo approves his actual innocence claim during a hearing at the Oklahoma County Courthouse on December 19, 2023 in Oklahoma City, Oklahoma. The city of Edmond, Oklahoma agreed. Mr. Simmons endured an unimaginable injustice, spending almost half a century in prison for a crime he did not commit. Elizabeth Wayne, Simmons' attorney, said in a statement, while no amount of money can ever compensate for those years he lost, the settlement will allow him to start a new chapter in his life. The lawsuit alleged that officers falsified key evidence, including a witness statement that wrongfully identified Simmons and Roberts as the perpetrators in a robbery and shooting of the liquor store clerk. Additionally, it alleges that police withheld evidence that witnesses pointed towards 2 other suspects. Simmons' lawsuit is similar to another pending lawsuit he's filed against Oklahoma City and a retired Oklahoma City detective who also investigated the case and are not affected by the current settlement, the AP reported. To date, Simmons have received $175,000 in compensation from the state of Oklahoma for his wrongful conviction, which is nothing. We'll give him his money. Having spent 48 years, 1 month, and 18 days behind bars, Simmons is the longest imprisoned U.S. inmate to be exonerated, according to data from the National Registry of Exonerations. This is it's so many levels to this story, and it is like, wow. Katrina, what are your thoughts?
My thoughts are the people that falsely accused him, that falsely didn't do their job and just wanted to make a case. I think they should be locked up. I don't think they should get away with that. You knew this man didn't do this, but you wanted to get a conviction. You wanted to put somebody away, knowing that your evidence that you had was tainted and wasn't real. I think the people that had him put in jail should be put in prison. Maybe if they flip the script on them, they'll think about it next time. I don't care how old they are. Look how old he is when he came out for nothing. You serving life for nothing. Then you say he was on the death row at first.
Yes,
This is ridiculous. That man went through so many levels. You don't know what he went through in that prison system, and you only gave him 100,000. Where's his 7 million? Which is nothing. Not in this economy. 7 million. I mean, unless he spend it wisely and do the right thing. I mean, I've been to Oklahoma. I did basic training in Fort Seal. But I'm just saying, in general, it's just ridiculous. It's just like this other guy, Christopher Dunn, I think he's in Missouri. He can't even sue. In that state, he can't even sue for being wrongfully convicted. And then they didn't even want to, when they found out that he didn't do it, the DA didn't even want to let him out. His wife went up there to pick him up. They were still holding him, talking about they going to see if they can get another case against this man after this man was found innocent, saying that the evidence they had on him wasn't correct. And they were still trying to hold this man in there. And at least this guy was supposed to get 7 million. This man can't get anything for spending 33 years in prison. And that is totally, totally sad. And like I said, I hope the people That I wish they would go back and get these people that wrongfully, knowing wrongfully, they convicted this man, but they didn't care because he was a black man, and they always think black people are guilty. But I think they should be put in prison and see how they like it. That's all I got, Devo.
I appreciate you. Before I come to you Wayne, Ladon, hold on one second. Let me just show something. This is when he actually got out 10 months ago. He has a good
whatever like
on.
indication is finally happened. Indication is finally happened, and it's a lesson in resilience and tenacity. And, when you know you're free, when you know you're innocent, and stick with it. Don't ever stop. Don't let nobody tell you that you can't. It can't happen, because it really can. And it's exciting. It's it's beautiful, and I plan to enjoy myself. Whatever life I have left, really enjoy myself and take it all in. One day at a time. I've been struggling trying to make adjustments. After 48 years in prison, it's not easy. Getting acclimated back in society. So I've been taking it one day at a time, enjoying every minute of it. The race does play a big part in the criminal justice system. If you read the statistic, you'll see Oklahoma, black folks in Oklahoma is like 8% of the state population, but we're like 44% of the prison population. So the numbers don't add up. So when we talk about justice, you got to also consider race in the issue. It's always been the issue. And it was one of the issues why I got convicted. It wasn't just because it was race had a whole lot to do with it, and it always has. I got a passion for criminal justice reform, and trying to get into justice reform and rethinking how we do criminal justice. Because there's a lot of guys left behind where I came from that not fortunate to have the team that I had on my side. And they still languishing in there with nothing to hold them in there except nobody took interest in it. And the system is slow and dragging all the way through, for years and years. Procedural defaults and stuff like that. So that my intention is, stay involved with criminal justice reform. And Freedom agrees with me. Everything about this feels good and right.
So sad. Ladon, you're up. Ladon, are you there? Can you hear?
I don't know why I keep forgetting to put my microphone on. But what I was saying, this reminds me of Joseph in the Bible. Okay, how he was falsely accused and he went through all this. He was sent to prison. But I noticed that when people become exonerated,
Mhm.
it's like they become closer to like God because they don't show the bitterness. They're always like, they're so appreciative that
You're
they're
right.
out. They don't show the
Mhm.
bitterness. Now look at Joseph in the Bible. He didn't show any bitterness or anything like that. And look where he came to be. He came to be like almost second in command. And he's the reason why people did not starve to death. Okay. And I'm just looking at him like that. But the situation, the man is 100% right. It's prejudice and stuff like that. I mean, only a fool would say, no, it's not. And that's all I have to say. I mean, God bless him.
God bless him. Wayne, you're up.
This happens all too often with people of color.
Mhm.
Now, I think that it needs to be some kind of nationwide program that if you spent time in jail and you were innocent, you were found innocent, aside from being financially taken care of, like in the military, when you get in the military and before you get out, they have an adjustment program to try to get you, uh, back into civilian life. Their programs to teach you things like this. This man, after 50 years, is going to come into all this money. Okay. He ain't spend money like that in his life. How's he going to handle it? Who's going to take advantage of him? He doesn't
Mm.
know anybody. This man needs to be hand walk per se in getting reacclimated to society.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, 50 years. Look how much has changed in 50 years.
Mm-hmm.
Credit cards, you know, you know how we use credit cards now. You know how you go to the bathroom and put your hand under it and the air just blow out and dry your hands. All kind of innovations. This man don't know nothing about.
Cell phones.
Yeah, I mean FaceTime, all this kind of stuff. I mean, he should not be the same way they should not let somebody out of prison who just got out on their own, only to come back to prison. Okay, he needs to be compensated. 50 years in prison. He got more days behind him than he do in front of him.
Mm.
And he needs to be able to financially be able to enjoy himself. You know, they should have put him in a house, had him, you know, say, we'll build you a house. They owe everything to this man. He has nothing. I mean, he has the money now, but money's not everything.
Yeah.
Now it's going to help, and I'm glad he did get some money. And like I say, I hope it should be $1 million for every year. You know, his family needs to be compensated for not having him around.
Mm-hmm.
When they
Mm.
took his life, they took his family's life. I don't know if he had any children or what, but if he did, they suffered. Siblings suffered. The parents suffered if they were alive. Aside from that, I think they need to go back and revisit in the South. They need to revisit a lot of these cases because if he's been in there 50 years, imagine how many other ones who were put in jail because of racism. I think it should be some kind of committee, something that can, you know, what's the innocent program or whatever. But I think the government needs to get in there, do a program to try to find the people that need to be exonerated. Just like the guy said, he said they make up 8% of the people there, but they make up 40%. Go figure how does that happen? So it's probably more in there than innocent. Alabama, Mississippi, Georgia.
Mm.
You're not going to tell me it's thousands of people, black people, people of color, who are sitting in jail rotting and they didn't do anything. But nobody's going to hear them because everybody says that's the story. Everybody says, I didn't do it. I didn't do it. So it needs,
It's
I
the
think those
American
three
way.
things, yeah, I think those three things that need to be done. You know, they need to be compensated. They need to be in a program that reacclimate them back into society. Have people to guide them, that people can't go through their money and they lose it all. Because it would be easy to lose. The wrong person get in the hand. Look at the boy down here, the guy down here. He hit the lottery. And the lady came to him of a different color and said she was a financial manager, a financial something. Millions of dollars. He lost it all. Then she killed him
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
and buried him under
buried
the
under the
sidewalk.
porch. Yeah,
Oh my
I
God.
know. Yeah, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
He was homeless, I think.
Here in Florida.
He was
Wow.
homeless and he won the lottery, and she told me she gonna write a book and all that for him and everything like that. She had set up to have him to having, taken out, but that person recorded it and they didn't do it. And then they came looking for him because he was generous. Like Wayne said, he was anybody that came to him and asked him for money, he was giving them money and everything. He was giving a lot of people a lot of money, and that she ended up buried, doing the K and buried him under the porch under some cement. Yes, ma'am.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Wow. Over money. Over
Over
money.
my,
Over
and she
money.
said her thing was that he tried to attack her, blah 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 blah. Everything was, and then when they had her on, I knew she did it, and I knew where she buried him, because when she was on the news and she said they was interviewing her about it, everything, and she said, "Why would I, as a woman, take a gun, a weapon, and pow a person?" And you know what the news anchor said? Nobody said a pow pow was used.
Ooh.
Oh,
Ooh.
oh.
That's on the news. That was when I saw that. I said she did it.
Yep, I seen that one.
And then when they showed the house, I said, because I saw a case like this. She buried him. What she did, she had a sidewalk put in the driveway, wherever, in her house. And I said, he under the sidewalk. And sure enough, they did that X-ray thing and saw it was something down there. They dug it up. It was him. They found out he had been blown away. Yes. And before they released that to the public, she said that. And the news reporter said, nobody said it was a weapon involved. Now she's serving life. She's serving life now, but she claimed that she didn't do it all that. But she was greedy. I mean, she didn't just take his money because the man was under the spectrum. I think he was autistic. Okay,
Mhm.
she sent texts to his mother saying that she was, it was him, and that he just had to get away and all this or whatever.
I gotta look up that story. Thank you, Rebels. Rebels is saying his name was
Abraham something.
Abraham Shakespeare. I gotta
Yeah,
look up the story. That's how sad is that? When did
in
this happen?
Florida. Huh?
When did
This
this happen?
happened. I've been since.
In the early 2000s.
Yeah, since I've been here. Yeah,
Yeah, it was in the early 2000s. Like I say, he was homeless, but he went and he bought a lottery ticket and he won. And like I said, anybody that was asking him for money, he gave it to them. And then here she comes to me, she gonna write a book from rag to riches or whatsoever. And she
and she
offed him
went
and
around
buried him in
collecting
the
the money.
yeah,
The
she
people that
got his
owed him
money.
money, she went around collecting them like she was a bill collector, collecting the money.
Yeah, and she offed him and buried her. She made a pavement like a garage, not a garage, but well, a patio, and she had a cement, but she buried him under that. Yeah, he had dreads and everything, and his dreads and stuff was long, and everybody said how nice of a person he was. And when he won, anybody that came to him and asked him for money, he gave it to him.
She took his
He
house.
really
She had
did.
him had the house was signed over to her. Everything.
How sad is that? I
Yeah,
gotta read on that story. Q, thank you for the super chat. It states if states had to pay 1 million for every year an innocent person served behind bars, maybe they would be more careful about who they locked up. They would, or they would just, you know what they would do, Q? They might be more careful, or what they would do is even if they found out later on somebody was innocent, they would do everything in their power to make sure that it looked like they were still guilty just so they wouldn't have to pay. This is sad.
and a lot of prisons now are they're not run by the government. They're private, and so every head is some money. So they ain't trying to let nobody out.
You see what that man did to that man on Shawshank Redemption? He knew that man was innocent. And the
Yeah.
guy came in was telling him, the one that was doing all the robbing, he told him about this guy and the man had told them this. So they off the guy that knew the information, and the warden wanted to keep him there because he was working the books and doing all that for the warden, hiding that money and whatsoever. But when he came out of there, he tricked the heck out of him because he got all that money. But the warden offered himself. But yes, they would do anything they have to keep that person in, knowing that they're innocent. They would do
That's
anything.
my favorite movie.
Yeah, that movie is sad. I do like it though.
But yeah, but those people, the people when they get this money, and everybody, it should be nobody that went to jail, and they were innocent, come out with nothing. Some states, some people. One man, he said he wanted an apology. He didn't get an apology. He didn't get no money or nothing. He was convicted, not convicted. He was found innocent. All the states, they're not giving money
That's what
if
I
they
told
were
you. The one
wrong.
he was in Missouri. That's the one in Missouri, and he did 33 years. His name is Christopher Dunn. He did 33 years, but Missouri don't pay people when they get convicted for falsely convicted. They don't pay him, so he did all those years for nothing, and that man was innocent the whole time. But he don't get compensated for being in jail, for being in prison, and they didn't want to let him out. He was found now guilty. They still was holding him, trying to find some more charges upon him, and the man was innocent. They still was holding him. His wife went up there to pick him up. they said that the DA was still holding him for trying to find some more charges up on this man. So yeah, that's the one you talking about when he in Missouri.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, wait, I could show that one. It's messed up. It's very sad. Hold on, I'll show that one really quick.
Tonight, a Missouri's man's long fight for freedom has finally come to an end. 52-year-old Christopher Dunn was released from prison yesterday after spending 34 years behind bars. In a CBS Mornings exclusive, Aaron Moriarty sat down with Dunn to discuss this chaotic legal ordeal.
The hypocrisy of the judicial system goes beyond words can even explain.
In 1991, Christopher Dunn was convicted of the murder of 15-year-old Rico Rogers, based solely on the testimony of 2 children. You're now out. Is that justice? Did you finally get justice?
No, I didn't. I did not get justice. I was given an opportunity to live a life that I was robbed of.
Dunn was just 19 years old when he was sentenced to life in prison. Years later, both witnesses recanted their trial testimony, saying they were coerced by police. What was the worst part?
Waking up every day in prison and thinking to yourself, this is another day that your life don't matter, that you would have been better off if dead.
Dunn always maintained his innocence. A journalist assigned to cover his story in 1999 joined his fight for freedom. She's now his wife.
You have to ask yourself if you're willing to just settle for it or you're going to fight for it.
Dunn was moments from freedom last week when a judge ordered his release, but he was sent back to his cell after the Missouri Attorney General's office launched an appeal to keep him locked up.
It was torture.
Dunn finally walked free yesterday after the state Supreme Court paved the way for his release.
This world right here to me is so foreign that I need a passport to enter it.
A world he can now explore freely.
Whew.
Oh boy.
That is super sad. Is
Something.
Yes, of course.
Wendy. Okay, I don't know why I'm thinking about Wendy Williams. Right? She did not commit a crime, but she is in a position where somebody is robbing her of everything, and I'm afraid if she wasn't a really famous person, how they isolated Wendy, she'd probably find her buried under somebody's carport. I don't know why I'm thinking that way, but just the way they did Wendy is terrible. I mean, if she wasn't famous, I'm quite sure something bad like that would happen. I don't know why I'm thinking about the other story so much. I mean, it's
Well,
sad.
the Wendy Williams thing is very sad, and I just, what sticks in my head is when her documentary, when she said, if it happened to me, it could happen to you. So I don't know what this answer is, because it's like when the government level is involved in robbing you blind, that's really insane to me. Now, I'm getting ready to show the feel-good story, but I wanted to introduce y'all to this, and you can actually go and read on it yourself, and I'll probably connect it to the description of the video. This just shows you how the elderly population is so vulnerable. Since you brought up Wendy, the Emirates Air, that's the bag, the big brand all the celebrities wear, who planned to leave billions to his gardener, now says his fortune is gone. Who stole this man money? He planned to leave it to his gardener. Who stole his money? When I saw this story, I was like, what the heck? This one, I have to pull it up a different way. Maybe we'll get into this particular story tomorrow, but it's just crazy. So, but Nicholas, a descendant of Hermes founder, the brand, because I'm messing up the name, made headlines last year after he reportedly planned to leave half his fortune to his former gardener, but he now saying his billions have disappeared. The 81-year-old has alleged in court filings that he no longer owns 6 million shares of the Emirates worth $13 billion, and that his former wealth manager of more than 2 decades, Eric Friedman, played a part in the loss. The Swiss investigative news outlet Gotham City reported, but a Swiss court threw out Nicholas' allegations earlier this month, writing that the alleged fraud was undetectable to common mortals, according to Bloomberg. So, I mean, they stole this man money. It goes on and on. Like I said, we'll talk about it tomorrow. Maybe I'll throw it in trending topics. But just like that, it's easy for someone to take your money. You know what I said? If you're blessed to live up to a certain age and you have a ton of money, if you have children, give it to them while you're still alive. Give them whatever you're going to give them while you're still alive. If you got 20 million in the bank and you in your 80s and you plan to give 5 or 10 million to your kids, give it to your kids while you're still alive. It's crazy. Let me go ahead and get into good night, Dot. Let me go ahead and share the feel good story. It's about food because the Applebee's girl had me saying, let me show this particular one, but it's good in case you're in this area. I don't eat oysters, but let's listen to it. It seems like a really good restaurant.
Series The Dish, we are cracking open oysters. Now, it's a food, let's face it, many either love, hate, or are even afraid to try it. Now, one self-taught chef is working on changing that. Jasmine Norton says learning to love oysters is like a religion, and she's looking for converts at the Urban Oyster in Baltimore. Norton tells me it's the first oyster bar owned by a Black woman in the entire country.
The world is your oyster.
It's one of those most used phrases ever.
Right, and to me,
people won't try it.
Right.
Chef Jasmine Norton knows the raw truth. For many of us, oysters can be a tough food to crack. And here at Urban Oyster in Baltimore, she's heard it all. Nah, I can't do it. That's bougie.
Yeah.
Nah, I can't do it. It's slimy. Nah, I can't do it. I don't like raw food.
Yep.
As a chef, what do you think when you hear those responses?
I take it as a challenge.
A challenge Norton taught me to take on. If I'm doing something wrong,
all right,
slap me back into shape. Don't actually slap me, but
I'm not that kind of chef.
Okay. But she is the kind of chef who isn't afraid to add a flame. I got a chef.
Thank you.
And dress up oysters to appeal to our eyes.
We're building magic right now.
And taste buds in these colorful creations with familiar flavors like bacon barbecue, teriyaki, and her best seller.
The most popular flavor that we sell is called Cheese Louise. Here is our secret weapon.
So what's in there?
The secret.
Okay, I almost got you.
Yeah.
But Norton says there was no secret sauce in her recipe for success. I'm assuming that you went to some fancy cooking school, right?
I did not.
You did not?
I did not. I had school loans up the wazoo,
Yeah.
right? So I would go on YouTube and kind of learn my knife skills from there, right? And then my dad, of course, taught me how to shop.
And Norton's dad, Gregory, was willing to teach this first-timer how.
Twist the knife to there you go.
You have to hear that pop.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I appreciate you, Coach.
But prying open these half shells
Fire especial
wasn't half as hard as the doors his daughter had to pry open to start what she says is the first oyster bar owned by a Black woman in the entire country. Was there resistance being Black, being a woman?
Absolutely.
Really?
All of those things. A lot of times people would come and, who's the owner of this place? And I'm just like, that would be me.
Norton started selling oysters as a side hustle in New York. When a health setback made her move back to her hometown of Baltimore, Norton decided to pursue her passion full time.
I started my business bedside because I had just had a surgery for a large fibroid that I had.
About the size of a grapefruit?
The size of a grapefruit, yes.
But only a year after Urban Oyster opened, COVID caused the oyster bar to bottom out.
I sold my TV, I sold my laptop, everything.
Norton picked herself up and this year reopened Urban Oyster to rave reviews for reimagining the raw bar with Baltimore's best bivalves.
I've been following them and the reviews have been off the chain.
In part for also opening some minds about oysters. Why do you think there is so much resistance in the Black community to try oysters?
Access.
Access.
Right? And when I say access, I don't mean financially. I mean experience, right?
Experience. You had when you were younger.
Exactly.
Norton grew up eating oysters over the kitchen sink with her dad, but didn't discover the rich role African Americans historically had played in the oyster business until she began researching her restaurant.
I learned that we are, in the best way that I could describe it, the first responders of oysters, right? The oystermen, majority of them were African-American males. But for some reason, on the flip side of that, we're not actually the ones wanting to sit at the table after the fruits of our labor.
Turns out 2 members of my team had never tried oysters. My assistant, Nairi, he doesn't really like oysters, so we're gonna have to save one of these for him.
Yeah, we certainly will.
All right, Alicia, Nairi. Okay, so this is Alicia. She's always hungry. This is Nairi. He's always nervous about trying new foods.
Yeah.
So this is perfect. All right, so.
I'll take the small one.
Okay, here we go.
Salute.
Nice.
Oh my God.
Good?
That's really good.
He's scraping the shell.
She got me.
So what happened to all of that oyster talk?
It was beautiful. That was amazing.
That was amazing. And in finding converts like Nairi, Norton has found her pearl in the oyster business. You say it's like a religious experience, converting them, right?
Indeed.
Hallelujah, amen. We got another one in the oyster industry.
Welcome to the oyster religion.
Welcome to the oyster religion. Big shout out to Jasmine and Urban Oyster. You know, she has been through so much to help build up her career, a lot of rises and falls during this roller coaster ride, but what she has right now is the perfect twist on oysters.
It looks so good, and it just shows what you can achieve when you stay true to yourself and to your passion. Look at what she's done.
Yeah, great attention, more attention from you. That was a wonderful piece. I hope people people show up.
Next time we're in Baltimore for a baseball game, we got to pop by.
All right, works for me.
You got to take your assistant, Nairi.
Cool.
Yeah, I'll definitely take Nairi. He's in love now.
He's got.
Listen, if you out there, you like oysters, stop by their sister's restaurant. I think, you know, a lot of these stories, what I do love about them is, again, and I like to point this out to everybody, sometimes people, they hold themselves back because they think, oh, I didn't go to school. Oh, I didn't have this training. I didn't have that training. She never stepped foot in a culinary school. Look at her. Never stepped foot in a culinary school. Follow your dreams, people. Y'all got this. You can do this. Listen, if you believe, you can achieve. Listen, I appreciate y'all for spending on Wednesday night with me for Trending Topics. Y'all know the routine. If you didn't hit the like button coming in, hit the like button on your way out. Good night and goodbye, everybody, and thanks for spending time with me. Bye.
Good night.
Good night.
Good night, Wayne.